So the first series we're going to be talking about is the Capitals and Rangers matchup. Obviously, this matters more to one person than other people on the podcast. Omar. So if you guys want to read the lineups for us, and then we can take it away from there.
Okay, so starting off with the Rangers forwards. Left wing, we got Kreider. Center, we got Zibanejad. On the right wing, we got Jack Roslovic for the first line. On the second line, we have Panarin, Trocheck, and Lafreniere, which seems way more like a first line than a second line, so flip those two. Third line, we got Will Cully, Kyle, Cuylle, Alex Winberg in the middle on the third line, and then Capo Caco on the right wing on the third line. And the fourth line is Jimmy Vesey, Barclay Goodrow, and Matt Rempe. A lot of big dudes.
Defensive I don't know how many times you said third line when you were talking about the third line. It's like 4 times.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, you were like on the third line.
I think you have the left line like
third
3
liner.
times.
You know what? Comedic flair. It's fine. We'll leave it in there. I read 4 lines, okay? That's all that matters. The first defensive pair is Ryan Lindgren and Adam Fox. Second defensive player is Keandre Miller and Brady Schneider. And third D pair is Eric Gustafson and Jacob Trouba. And then in net, we obviously have Shesterkin and Jonathan Quick. You want to say the injuries for that?
All right, we've got a couple of injuries on the Rangers. 2 guys on IR, Philip Chittle and Blake Wheeler. That's your first overall in the entire league. That's your President's Trophy winners, right? They did win President's Trophy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's talk about the people that just squeaked in then.
Yeah. Your Washington Capitals.
Yes, sir. Best team in the damn NHL on pure vibes. First line, Hall of Famer Alex Ovechkin, Hall of Famer Connor McMichael, and Hall of Famer TJ Oshie in my heart. Second line, Alexei Protas, Dylan Strome, and Tom Wilson. Third line, Max Pacioretty, Hendrix Lapierre, Sonny Milano, and fourth line, Beck Ballenstein, Nick Dowd, and Nicholas Aube-Kubel. The defense is a little wild because we have some injuries, which you'll get to. Faravari and Carlson, first pair looks. We need them to play a lot of minutes. Then we have TVR and Vincent Oreo on the second pair, and Alexander Alexiev and Dylan McElrath on the third pair. That's what we've been playing for the last 3 games. And in that we have Charlie Lindgren and Darcy Kemper. And you'll see the injuries on defense in our injuries.
So doesn't TVR sound like a TV channel?
The
injuries are your Nicholas Backstrom, who's definitely not coming back.
Imagine like first game, you just see him out in warm-ups and you're like
crazy. Imagine.
Okay, on IR you have Ethan Bear. Day-to-day is Rasmus Sandin and Nick Jensen. Nick Jensen got concussed is what I can only assume.
I think it was a concussion, yes.
Yes. And actually, and then Rasmus Sandin, I'm not sure if it's day-to-day, but Rasmus Sandin is out.
They're all just out.
Yeah.
Ethan Bear's in the player assistance program.
Oh, true. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Sandin and Jensen, I think, both have upper body injuries.
So unfortunately for Sufi, I personally don't see the Capitals putting up much of a fight here. The Rangers are younger, faster, also, I'm not going to say have more playoff experience because they don't by technicality, but they have more people in their prime. They have an elite player pretty much at every position. So for me, it sucks because it would be cool to see the Capitals move on, but they have a very tough matchup ahead of them. And I don't see it going very far.
I agree, but I also don't. I have to back the boys, and like realistically, there is always a chance in the playoffs for some craziness to happen. So like, I think even Evan knows it. He's like he you can be like 99% to 1% for one team, and that 1% can still happen because that just in hockey playoffs, there's just always a chance for that to happen. We've seen it with the Blues in 2019. We've seen it with the Kings in 2012. We've seen it with the Canadians in 2010, where they beat the young, fast, very similar to this Ranger team, Capitals team in 2010. and they were on the back of a of a very similar type of goaltending performance that we've seen from Charlie Lindgren all year. So I think that there is a key to success here, and that is play extremely low event hockey, extremely low event, and block a ton of shots. And Charlie Lindgren has to be absolutely insane for 7 games. I think as much as just like the rest of our games in the regular season, I think that the series might go exactly like that, where it's going to be either a blowout or really tight, and there's no in between.
So yeah, I don't see where you're leaning towards.
I'm leaning towards happiness.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I have to agree. I would say that the big storyline in this series is going to be Charlie Lindgren, because
Yeah.
he's been the storyline leading up to this. He's been playing out of his mind a little bit here, and he's going to face off against Shesterkin. So I don't want to say that I'm thinking it's gonna be a full out Rangers, sweep or whatnot here, because I think there's a couple of things we have to keep in mind, and one thing is that we've already talked about is that Washington's been playing playoff level hockey for about 2 to 3 weeks now, at least.
A month, honestly.
Yeah, a month or so. I think it's gonna come down to if Lindgren can do what he's
Stand
been
on his
doing,
head.
if he can stand on his head, because I mean, yeah, I don't think line by line there's really a matchup here.
Yeah.
Like I think Rangers have them beat at every position.
I think with every other series we're gonna go through, we can literally go through forwards, defense, and goaltending and be like, okay, this team has the edge here. There's no point in doing that with this series because it's just
Yeah.
Rangers, Rangers,
The other
Rangers.
thing,
The only thing is the goaltending where Lindgren can be better than Shesterkin if he just like plays the way that he has been this whole season. But that's the only position that I can really see us winning at all.
I would say the biggest thing you have going for you right now, yes, the Rangers have high scoring players, but you're lucky that Ovechkin has been on a heater
Yeah.
leading up to now. If he was on the same pace or slowed down, like he had a good start and slowing down, that'd be even worse for the Caps.
Yeah, I'm happy we don't have 10-goal Ovechkin coming into the playoffs.
well, so the other thing that's going to be a big factor in this, I think the Rangers have the third ranked power play in the league, or they're top 3 or 4 in the league in the power play anyway. And I think Washington is middle to lower pack in penalty kill, if I'm not
We're
mistaken.
straight in the middle, bro.
Yeah, middle. Yeah. Okay.
Just dead in the middle.
That's going to be a thing as well. I mean, where's Washington's power play?
So here's the thing. That's the other factor. I have 20 seconds left on the clock. Since the All-Star game, the best power play in the league is the Capitals.
Well, then that works a little bit. Yeah.
Before the All-Star break, the worst power play in the league was also the Capitals. So it shows the shift that we had after the All-Star game. So like, I don't know. We also, I think the timer is running out here. Let me get this one last thought out. Holy crap. Since the All-Star break, the Caps actually had I think it was a top 5 or top 10 goal differential in the NHL. So I think it's very important that we played that brand of hockey compared to what we played before the All-Star game. From top to bottom, from Ovechkin to Lindgren, everyone played better in the second half. Power play, penalty kill, everything. So if we can do that, that's the only way we have a chance.
Yep. It's going to all rest on the shoulders of Max Pacioretty.
I think he might get healthy scratch for Ryan Leonard. All right, Evan, you want to give your prediction here first?
I'm going to say Rangers in 5.
Hey, thanks for the game, man.
Sufi?
You go first.
Okay. I'm going Rangers in 6.
I almost said 6.
Yeah.
Thanks for the 2 games, Omer.
I think I told you they've been playing playoff hockey. I think they can squeeze out a couple.
Well, I think we know what we're doing. I'm saying I'm going to be very specific here. Caps in 7. Game 7 goes to triple overtime.
And who scores?
Who scores?
Carl Hagelin.
Vincent Iorio. Because my theory is He's someone that plays about 10 to 12 minutes in a game. So by third overtime, he's going to be one of the only guys that has legs anymore. That's my theory.
Just for you, I hope I'm wrong, but it's just your prediction
I
is
know.
so funny
No,
to me
no
because
one outside of Caps fan is going to pick something because
I just don't think there's any chance.
like there's the if any of us Caps fans look at predictions and expect anyone to pick anyone other than the Rangers, we're being idiots. It's only going to be us, and even some of us won't pick the
Although
Caps.
you know what, of any of the top teams, Caps could have faced, Rangers are probably the best option right now. I'm going based off last season because Rangers did, you know, stock up and they were favorites, and New Jersey beat them. So
yeah. It's always the thing is
Yeah.
it's always possible.
Yeah.
Other last note, Sandin and Jensen coming back in this series is also extremely huge. Like we need those two guys. We need at least one of those two guys come
Yes,
back.
you do.
Then maybe Iorio doesn't score in overtime.
No, then I'd be very happy if Dylan McElrath came out of the lineup. I'll be honest, but he was good for the last two games when he did play. All right, that's it for the Caps and Rangers.